Hello friends! I actually have a really exciting announcement before we start the video. Fellow Coral Island YouTuber Red Foreman and myself actually recently just dropped the very first episode of our brand new Coral Island podcast called Everything Coral Island. I will link it in the description. I would totally appreciate if you would go check it out. It's something that we're both really excited about and have been wanting to do for a little while now. Our plan is to post weekly episodes talking about anything and everything Coral Island. Go check it out. We're so excited. Thank you so much for your support, and we'll get right back into this video. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah Sunstone, and in today's video we are going to be discussing a very exciting game mechanic that makes Coral Island even more unique than other games in the farm sim genre. Coral Island may perhaps be the first of its kind to include a fairly detailed skill tree within the game, but what makes a good skill tree, and why is this such an exciting step for the genre? You may be familiar with the overall concept of a skill tree within the world of video games. However, they vary greatly in impact and design from game to game. I personally believe that the best skill trees are those that encourage and incentivize you to level up without overcomplicating the process. Extremely picky, elaborate, and detailed skill trees may be thrilling for some intense RPG gamers. However, for those of us who just want to, kick back at the end of a long day and play some relaxing farm sim games, this level of complexity may not be our cup of tea. At the other extreme, a complete lack of a skill system may put players in a situation where they're repeating the same monotonous tasks with little to no reward, day in, day out, no explicit improvements in their skills along the way. Why am I still hitting rocks in Animal Crossing, and why has my player not even gotten a little bit better at it? Perhaps most importantly, a good skill tree truly allows you to play through an experience that is entirely unique to you as a player. And this is where its inclusion in Coral Island becomes super exciting. This feature will allow you to have control over which skills you would like to upgrade in your gameplay, all while unlocking new exciting techniques that might come in handy on the farm or across the island as a whole. This feature allows for you to really play your way. Do you want to focus more on your crops? On raising livestock? Mining? Socializing with the diverse cast of NPCs? You can choose the exact type of player who you want to be for an experience that's entirely tailored to you. Now, all that being said, let's break down what we know so far about the skill tree in Coral Island. Skills are points that players gain as they complete various tasks, activities, and quests across the island. The more you do these activities, the more skill points you will accumulate. Examples of activities include harvesting crops, nurturing farm animals, gathering animal products, breaking rocks and boulders, cutting wood and twigs, cutting weeds, grass, and seagrass, fishing, battling monsters, cleaning up trash while diving, and scavenging items, which is similar to foraging where you gather items randomly from around the island, and the examples that have been given so far for Coral Island include bamboo shoots, canola, and wasabi. Completing these activities and more will rack up the player's experience. Once you've gathered enough experience, the system will reward points at the end of the day when you go to bed. These points will then be redeemed on the skill tree for a perk of your choice, impacting future gameplay. There are 3 skill tree categories to build upon: proficiency, mastery, and social. There are 8 different types of perks within each specific category. There are also 3 levels to build upon within each specific skill. For example, the mastery perk shown here allows the player to harvest multiple crops at the same time using a scythe. We can see the player redeeming 1 skill point for the first level, which allows the player to harvest 3 tiles at once. If we were to redeem our next skill point to reach the next stage within that skill, we would then be able to harvest 5 tiles at once, and so on. It also appears that we will have to first spend a certain amount of points to unlock the deeper branches of the skill tree, as indicated by this lock icon with the number of point redemptions remaining next to it. Presumably we also had to unlock the second tier, and the player from this clip has just already done so. If we assume that all skills and tiers are treated equally, we will need to redeem 3 skill points to fully max one individual skill, 24 points to max one of the 3 categories, and 72 points to complete the entire skill tree. From my experience, most games do not allow you to max everything out, so this would just be a theoretical number, because the idea of the skill tree is sort of to emulate real life. And in real life, when you spend a lot of time practicing certain skills, you become better at those things. But it's practically impossible to become super amazing at every single a possible thing in real life. So translating that realism into a game, there will often be a maximum number of points that you can acquire overall. And when this is the case, then it really does matter where you decide to allocate those points. Just like in real life when you have to make decisions about what you want to spend your time on. On the other hand, I also appreciate when games allow some wiggle room and aren't too restrictive in how many points they award, because sometimes I might change my mind partway through a gameplay about what specific aspects I want to focus on and build up. Like maybe I started out the gameplay thinking I really just want to be a social butterfly and I want to talk to all the NPCs and I want to level up my social skills, but then like a little bit in I'm like, oh wait, hold on, I actually really love mining and I really love fishing and I just want to focus on building my farm. It's kind of a shame if you already allocated certain points and then they don't have enough flexibility to allow you to change your mind. So definitely striking a balance between allocating sufficient points to change things up while not just allowing you to max out the entire tree and be great at everything would definitely be my preferred form of delivery. And although we don't yet know what all of the different perks will be, we can make some loose predictions based on our interpretation of the icons that are shown here, which by the way are so cute. I love them. Please keep in mind that this is all just guesswork. I would love to hear in the comments what you think some of these perks might actually be. The proficiency category includes skills that are related to the player's ability to use their tools. The first icon shown here might indicate perks surrounding the use of the scythe and the axe tools. The second icon might be related to watering crops, while the third could be bug catching and fishing. Benefits may revolve around reduced energy consumption when using these tools, or perhaps a higher chance to yield certain outcomes. The next icon on the left, it's really tricky honestly to see what that could be. It sort of looks like shears on the top, so it might have to do with your sheep. Beneath it, I can't tell. It could have to do with like the seeds and feeds for your crops, but let me know if you guys have any ideas for that one. The next icon appears to be combat related, so perhaps again we'll use less energy when engaging in combat. And then this heart icon on the right could be something to do with our overall player health levels. So maybe leveling this up will allow us to take less health damage when we, max out our energy, or if we're in combat and we get hurt. At the very bottom, it's kind of tricky to see what the locked icons could be, but the one on the left looks like it could be related to the blacksmith shop and potentially upgrading tools. The one on the right almost looks like a potion. I know we can purchase potions from the clinic, but I wonder if we could eventually make our own, or if this perk would allow the potions to have a more enhanced effect on us. The second larger category is the mastery category, which appears to cover a wide range of very mysterious skills. Some are more obvious than others. I just have to be 100% honest and jump in here to say that I just found this alternate skill tree photo while I was editing. Now I can clearly see that the first icon here is the gatherer perk, which increases the chance to double the drop amount for resources and scavengeables. And while I'm making this edit, I just have to say that I have been giggling nonstop about this whole poop potato on the bottom. I guess that must be maybe where like your farm name goes or your character name, I'm not sure. And then next to that we can see a number which might be your overall level as a farmer. So when you gain XP, that will like fill up the bar at the bottom, and then your level overall will go up along the way. The really cute cow icon could be related to our ranching practices. So perhaps our cows will produce more milk, our chickens will produce more eggs, etc, etc. Or perhaps it could actually have to do with the relationship you have with your animals. So when you pet them every day and feed them, they gain hearts, so maybe those hearts can fill up quicker to then yield higher production. The third icon at the top is most likely related to fishing, so perhaps this will help us become more successful at actually getting something to bite, or maybe we'll catch certain types of fish more easily or in certain areas. The next icon on the left, I'm not exactly sure what this icon could represent. It really reminds me of like the Easter Island statues in Chile, but I do wonder if it has to do with the giants on Coral Island. This would make sense if they are there to help you on your farm, like I suspect they will be. The center one, we can already see it has to do with harvesting using the scythe, so you can harvest more of your crops at once. And then this one on the right, I genuinely am so curious about. I don't really know what it could be, but it does look like the evil eye, if you're familiar with that. And I have noticed them actually all around Coral Island. I've seen them here in the parkway, and then also on Zara's boat. There's definitely something going on with spirits from the beyond on Coral Island. Not only aliens, we've got other stuff going on for sure, which I love. Maybe this has to do with how you communicate with spirits from the beyond. I know that could fall under social, but it could be like a thing you have to master, you know? I would love to hear your thoughts on this one as well. I'm thinking the gem is most likely related to mining, so perhaps we could acquire a higher number of elements and gems from the rocks that we smash with this perk. And then the bottom right appears to be a hammer, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure if this could help us with builds on our farm, such as our house and farm building upgrades. Finally, the social category I find to be really exciting, especially because of all the amazing dateables and townies on Coral Island. I think the top left is related to engaging in dialogue, perhaps specifically dynamic dialogue. So maybe if we become more socially skilled, we can unlock smoother dialogue choices to help us get along with the residents of Coral Island. The top right is definitely related to gift giving. I don't know if this will allow us to give more gifts in a day, because I've seen in the relationship UI that there is a max number of gifts you can give per day, or maybe it has to do with receiving gifts or unlocking knowledge about the kinds of gifts that island residents would prefer, but it's very exciting to me regardless of what it actually does for us. Then this little bag icon here actually looks like one of the icons from Ling's lab, which we can see here. I don't know if it's the same, but I mean the shape is similar. It's kind of weird to put in the social category because this could be like fish bait or something, but from a social standpoint I'm not sure. It's just the only thing I could find that's been like revealed by the developers that has the same design, but maybe it's just more general and represents the sort of resources you'll have access to based off of your level of relationship with the NPCs. The only other thing it could be like a money bag, but honestly, like I don't know how that would have anything to do with relationships, because no relationships should be motivated by money, but it could be, I don't know, maybe it's less of like a friendship and more of like a business relationship and it has something to do with that. This icon on the right looks like a map. This is also really exciting to me. I'm not sure if it'll help you learn like where you can find the various NPCs or give you a higher chance of kind of just bumping into them, or if it would actually reveal their location on the map. That'd be so cool, but I feel like that's pretty elaborate compared to like some of these other ones, but that'd be really cool, right? Don't hold your breath on that, but it's just a speculation. It's just my mind honestly going wild and getting excited about all the possibilities. And then again, it's really difficult to see what the bottom two icons might be with the locks in front of them. However, the bottom left does appear to be some sort of heart icon, so this may be related to the ease at which you acquire new hearts and heart events from NPCs. The bottom right, I'm really not sure. It almost looks like a face with little hearts above it. Could it have something to do with kids? I don't know, honestly. This one I'm at a loss for, so if you guys have any ideas, definitely looking forward to hearing them. I'm honestly so curious about a lot of these perks on the skill tree. I'm not sure exactly when we'll know more about them. However, of course, whenever it is revealed, I will cover it in more depth. One thing that we do know is that we will have access to skill tree tier 1 in the first wave of the alpha, according to the development roadmap. I'm assuming that means we'll be able to access the first 3 perks within each category, because that's how I'm interpreting the tiers. So that's exciting. Some of the unknowns will be answered in the alpha. Overall, I'm just so excited that Coral Island is incorporating a skill tree, because with this type of game, I really like to feel like I'm in it and make it feel like it's mine. Having this skill tree on top of everything else and how customizable it appears that the game's gonna be is just that extra level of it feeling like it's really you. You can choose exactly how you want to play. You can play as yourself and how you would actually be in the world, or you can play how you would like to be. Try something new. Maybe you're a bit more timid in real life and you want to try to be a social butterfly in the game. Maybe you're super social in real life, but in this game you really want to focus more on the hustle and, you know, down in the mines and building up your farm. So no matter what your priority is in the game on any number of your playthroughs, you can do different things with the skill tree and have different outcomes based off of that, which is really cool. And then it might make some things more challenging for you, while it'll make other things more easy. You should definitely keep that in mind when you're upgrading things. I would definitely level up some of those farming skills just so I can reduce my time and energy spent there, even though in theory I'd love to just focus on the social stuff. If you look at it in almost like a backwards way, by focusing on farming, I'm now helping my social game, you know? But yeah, definitely let me know if you guys have a certain strategy when you play these types of games, or or which area of the skill tree you want to focus on. Let me know what you think some of those mysterious perks might actually be. And finally for today, I wanted to introduce a new segment that I would love to include in all of my videos if possible. And that segment is called Today's Amazing Fan Art. So today's amazing fan art is this beautiful drawing here by Melanie. I just thought this drawing fit so well with the topic of a skill tree. I don't know why I automatically think of Raphael when I think of leveling up skills. Maybe because he's a blacksmith, but also maybe just because he's pretty handsome. Not sure. But I just think this drawing is so amazing. Melanie is so talented. You can find her information in the description of this video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all. I look forward to chatting with you in the comments as well as in my next video. And until then, take care.